Now let's talk about Nigeria Women's Premier League. Now it's starting tomorrow, 21st, after long delay, right? Okay. Now we have the fixtures ready and all that. All the teams have registered. They're all eager to just make it work. But the thing is, after so much delay, if you can just take a look at the fixtures we're expecting starting from Wednesday. Group A fixtures, you have Rivers Angels and FC Robo. They will be in action. Everyone will obviously want to see that because of the team and all that. Then you also have Ocean Babes and Delta Coins will also be in action on the day. Group B fixtures, you have Dream Stars Ladies and Edo Queens. This game is going to be at Agege Stadium. And for the Dream Stars, I mean, the Lagos team, they're just coming into it and they're trying as much as possible to get something out of this. Then you have Heartland Queens and Adamawa Queens will also be in action. That's in the Group B. Group C will move over to that one. You have Bayelsa Queens and Jokololu Babes will also be in action. Sunshine Queens and Nasarawa Masons. Group D fixtures, Confluence Queens and Ibom Angels in action. Abia Angels and Invisible Angels will also be in action in that order. But I think the one everyone is looking forward to just with that opening fixture where you have FC Robo away. I mean, this is going to be a tough one for these ladies, knowing that they're top stars, like Rashida and all that. They've moved, and so it's going to be an interesting game to watch out for.
A lot of people want to see how they cope without their top stars. So we'll see what happens in that one. Interesting one for the ladies. Let's go on a break now. When we return from that break, there's so much for you on Sports This Morning. Join us again. Welcome back. It's that part of the show where we talk about the thing that we've been talking about for a couple of days now, talking about the NNL playoffs. And of course, it was 4 teams have booked their place in the top flight. And for some, it was scenes of joy and jubilation. For some, they had to lick their wounds because they're going to spend another year. These are the 4 teams that have been able to make it to the top flight. And they threw up some interesting dimensions. We'll talk about it later. Jigawa Golden Stars back in there, Adamawa United, and of course, Aqua. Is it Stars or Starlets? We'll talk about that later, you know, because there's a funny dimension to all of this. And Warri Wolves also making it for Warri Wolves.
There's one team that is actually not there, Shooting Stars. I mean, when you were talking
you have to bring that up.
You said you hope that they can actually make it. Warri Wolves had to sneak in 4-3 on penalties. It ended at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium right there in Enugu. It was goalless after regulation time against Dynamite and all that. But then before we go there, let's start with this one, the game between NAF and Jigawa Golden Stars. That was the one that happened at the Rangpang Stadium in Jos Plateau State. I mean, this particular game was, Jigawa Golden Stars were lucky because they had to score their goals quickly in succession. That was how they were able to win this game, because at the time NAF woke up, they were already 3 goals down. They just managed to just sneak some in, and that's why when they score their other goals, they just couldn't celebrate enough because they were already down, thinking how would they be able to come back from those goals and get into the top flight. But then Jigawa Golden Stars, I think they're a bigger team and all that, coming back after a long while. So NAF,
better luck next time.
NNL, they've been there forever.
Better luck next time. That's what you can tell them. When you make mistakes at this level, there's little time for recovery. So when you hammer your opponent, hammer them well. Ensure that. But Jigawa Golden Stars found a way to dig themselves out of the grave, and they were able to make it to the top flight. Let's take some reactions from that game. Obviously, delighted coach of Jigawa Golden Stars reacted to the promotion of his team. A sweet victory for Jigawa Golden Stars. Let's listen to him this morning and come back for more sports this morning.
It's almost 6 to 7 years back. They are looking for this slot. They will never get it. So thank God, this is my only time with them. Only one season. God provide the slot. So I thank God. I thank Almighty Allah. The weather affect my team because we have been there almost 2 days before. So we are expecting to train in the rain. So God not permit so. So honestly speaking, when the rest comes, so the vendor change our alternative so that we can do other way. So we accept that. I'm assure you when we are going to Super 4, we are the champion, we are the winner first. Then I'm assure you, inshallah, God will guide us to stand well. So presenting the team into the continental by the next season.
Jigawa Golden Stars coach Rabiu Tata speaking there, and he's assuring us, he said it more than once, giving us the assurance that, look, we have qualified, but we still want to emerge as the overall champion. And some will say they've qualified. What's the motivation? But I like that. Some are still motivated. And look, the job...
NNL champion.
Yes, the job is not finished. We still have to go to the Super 4 and come out of that. But that would be an icing on the cake, because the real deal is getting into the top flight, and I think they've done that already.
Yeah, and he said getting to the top flight, their targets will be continental tickets. I'm like, okay, you're not there yet.
Stay there first.
Stay humble. There. Come on, it's too quick, too early for that. All right, on the other side, you have Yakubu Sabo. Absolutely, he's not happy, with what happened, because his teams conceded early goals, and they just couldn't come back from that.
There was nothing wrong than the normal football we've been playing. Definitely, if your opponent are very fortunate to get the early goals, they tend to set and push you back deep. But I realized it and I saw it, and that's why we came out fully second half to make sure we correct those mistakes. It was getting too late for us. Why we considered those 3 goals was loss of concentration. Our goalkeeper was not actually meeting up, and that was why we considered those early goals. The first goal and the second goal make him to get confused and lost his concentration. We have to go back to the drawing board. We know where we went wrong, and we know where the mistakes are. It's only for us to go back, work harder. By the grace of Almighty, we are going to find ourselves playing another playoff next year and gain our ticket to the Premier League.
Yeah, that was what they said the last time they couldn't gain promotion again. But let's see if they'll be able to make it the next time.
But I like what they said. Right attitude to a loss. Don't go about feeling dejected. Better luck next time. And they said, we're going to be back here next year. And that time, we'll get the promotion.
Okay, we'll see if they can get that promotion. Now, let's talk about Shooting Stars and Aqua Starlets or Aqua Stars. I mean, okay.
Whichever one.
Whichever one. Aqua Starlets, Aqua Stars. But then we know we're going to hear news coming up from this side. But the thing is, I really don't understand how Shooting Stars actually failed to score a goal right there. I mean, this beautiful pitch. How do you do that?
I don't understand.
They couldn't score a goal, one, not even one. It was
and to hear that,
Shooting Stars.
And to hear that one of the excuses was about the pitch, I don't know. I don't know where that is coming from, because it is a nice stuff. Shooting Stars are experienced campaigners.
Yeah.
I mean, at this stage, I don't see any team that has gone through this more than Shooting Stars. And look, they did enough to get here. But to now get here and capitulate like this, I really don't know. Nobody can explain. But it's one of the mysteries of football. You know, it's one of the mysteries of football. I mean, before this game, I would have closed my eyes and said, Shooting Stars. In fact, as a matter of fact, I went as far as saying that yesterday, you know, because they are experienced campaigners and all that. But better luck next time. That's what you can say. I'm very sure heads will roll. We've already heard about people putting in resignation and a whole lot of that. But on a personal note, I think a lot of reorganization needs to go on at 3SC. The state needs to, you know, decide what they want to do with 3SC. And issues about 3SC, you know, having issues with funds and all of those things, I think it should stop. If the state has other issues, there are a lot of interested people who want to handle 3SC, who love 3SC. 3SC is not a club that should be having some of the issues that they have. Well, that is not excusing what happened on the field. It's not excusing, but I think it's a total package. And they should take a holistic approach to solving the problems. This has gone. But, of course, they can take a new direction.
Yeah, but then let's give kudos to the team, Aqua Starlets.
Yes.
They're trying to rebrand to Aqua Stars, and that's what we...
Not taking anything away from their victory.
Them. I mean, they were good on the day and all that. They had to hit 2 quick goals in the first half. And of course, second half, they also had to get another one, just make it 3. I thought it was going to end at 2-0, but then they also, you know, had to get one back on it. And that's why, of course, obviously the coach and, of course, the management staff and everyone, they are really happy, you know, about the victory, knowing that you're not going to be having 2 teams from Akwa Ibom State, you know, in Nigeria Professional Football League.
We justified here on the field of play. We came in as underdogs. There are a lot of people who wish that Shooting Stars should come back to the Premiership. I share their sentiments. But when it comes to football, the best team has to win. You know, Shooting Stars, Shooting Stars, Shooting Stars. I mean, let's respect the present. Let's not talk about the past. You saw what happened here. 3 very good unreplied goals, and that is it. You don't win in the boardroom. You don't win because you have a name that exists in the past. We are talking about the present. And I mean, these boys, I mean, I was getting worried. They put in everything in the first half. Second half, they relaxed. But when they had the opportunity, they stamped their superiority. 3-0, we are all here. There was nothing you could say about those 3 goals, fantastic goals. And that's why we're happy today.
We have to give all the glory to God. We thank God. We have been expecting this result right from our home. You can see my players are very, very much happy because we really prepared for this game. And we thank God God has made it to come to pass. Sure, you can see from the starting of the game, we were playing 4-3-3. When we have the goal, we have to change and bring in more defensive midfield. We finish with 4-5-1.
It's not far-fetched than whichever game that we needed to play along. It's just an ordinary game plan whereby we did not see ourselves being the ones playing. We saw God helping us in every of our matches. You can see what's happening here. 3SC is an almighty team. Everybody saw us as an underdog, but God proved himself. It wasn't by my superior tactical plan. It was God's doing. What baffles me is that this is a FIFA badge referee. We all had that very belief that we're going to have a very good match, at least going to be 50-50. But when we scored the 2 quick goals in the first half, we came in the second half, the officiating was quite different. But we thank God all the same.